Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to do a couple of things that's all steering wheel related. I'm going to show you how to pull this steering wheel off because there's a few things in here that we need to fix. Number one, no horn. I had pulled this off previously, and what's missing? Well, the horn wire is missing. We've got that right there. There is a piece of plastic that the horn wire clicks into, which is right here. It's that this is a turn signal cancel ring, and this white piece of plastic is supposed to stick up into that hole, and that wire clicks into it. That's gone, or that's broken. And then while we're in there, I have a problem. Let me show you. We go right, that's fine, but it won't click down. And since I've got all this, it's coming off, I'm going to replace the entire switch assembly. Now, we're going to be using a couple of tools that you may not have in your toolbox, but they're not expensive. And I'm going to put a link to all these in Amazon. I'm going to be using the 2-arm steering wheel puller. I will be using this plate compressor to get the spring or the tension ring out, which you'll see you really need that. This is not expensive at all, okay? But it will make your life so much easier. All right, so obviously I've removed the horn, the vinyl cover, and we need to take this bolt off. Now this bolt right here is a 21 millimeter. All right, and just to speed up the video, I'm gonna use my impact wrench. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. Okay. Now if you don't have that, you don't need that, you can use a regular ratchet set. So we're gonna put that aside. All right, now the wheel's not just gonna pull off. All right, there's a splined shaft in here that we need to press against, which is why we're going to use the puller. I'm going to set the puller up. It's going to take 2 hands. I'll show you what it looks like. The bolts are going to thread into this hole and this hole, and I'll show you what that looks like next. All right, I've got the 2 bolts secured. I've got the center bolt secured, and I'm going to take a 14 millimeter socket, and I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Okay, and then steering wheel just comes right off like that. Now, this plate right here, okay, is spring-loaded. And I'll show you when we get it off. There's a huge spring behind there. And there's a little C-clip that is right in there that you have to pull out. Now it's almost impossible to get this clip out without compressing it. Now I did this before by hand, and it was a horrible experience. So when I was looking at everything, so I'm going to take this puller, and it just threads on here. There's one side's metric and the other side is standard, so this will fit a variety of vehicles. So you just screw it on like that, and you take this wing nut, okay, and just very gently compresses the spring. Okay, and you don't need to do it much. Now I'm going to go get a little awl or a pick and take that out and show you how much easier it is with using this tool. All right, sorry I keep having to turn the truck on. It's really cold outside. I'm trying to get some heat in here. So I have compressed this as much as I need, and I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Sometimes you can just get it with a flat bladed screwdriver. Just get in there and or not. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to do this two-handed, but you get the idea. I'm just gonna take this pick with my other hand with the screwdriver in it and just pop this off. All right, so once I have the screwdriver on the one end, I'm just gonna take the pick and work the other end out of the groove. That screwdriver will stay there. This will work. Normally I'm holding it with my other hand, but let's see if I can do this. There we go. Okay. Now it's out. Now I just need to slide it up. And this literally does, it's like 10 seconds to do this if you're using both hands. But I wanted to show you guys what it looked like. All right, so once the clip is off, release the tension on that, and this will pop out. Take the spring clip. Okay, that's all it is. And then take this plate. Now, if your cancel ring, this is the cancel ring, if it's not broken, you're gonna have a tab or a tube right here, but obviously mine's broken. So that's what a broken one looks like, and that is what one that's not broken looks like, and it's just gonna sit just like that. All right, so the next thing that I need to do is I'm going to pull the stalk out, and it just comes right out just like that. Just let that hang, okay? And then I'm going to take this Phillips screw off here that connects the cam paw to this, so that when we move this, that arm is doing the work. Let me turn this off. So just take a Phillips screwdriver and remove that. Okay. Once that's removed, you can take this, I'll show you what it looks like. It's just a little lever. Okay. And it's got a little ball on the end, and what happens is there's a groove inside this piece of metal which is attached to this. Okay, when you move this, then it forces this. Okay. Next thing you need to do, there are 3 Phillips screws that attach this assembly. There's one there. There's one there, and you need to move this over to get to the top one. Now, in addition to that, your hazard button, there's a really tiny Phillips screw in here. So get your small screwdriver and take that loose. Okay, it's just a little tiny screw. All right, so I'll take these screws out completely. Underneath the dash is a connector. Okay, it's a connector right here. I'm just gonna plug it like that. Now this is going to slide up into the piece of plastic right here. what I'm going to probably do is I'm probably going to take some electrical tape and tape the wires straight so they don't snag anything. But the whole assembly is one piece. So let me get set up with the camera here and see if I can't show you guys how to do that. Alright, so I pulled this part out very gently, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm probably going to tape with some electrical tape like this so it will be easier to slide through here. But yes, it will come out that way. Alright, so that's the slot that it fits down in, and it's a little tight, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to take our new switch, and I'm going to try to see if I can get it in there without well, I probably should tape it. I'm going to go ahead and tape it just so that there's no stress on these wires. So I want to show you the technique that I used. I took a long, thin, regular screwdriver and just very gently pressed on that, and as you see it sticking out right here, it really helps a lot if you will tape the wires slightly and then just very gently pull it out just like that. Okay, so now I've got this end, and it's going to sit just like this. The wires are stiff, one from being cold and two from being in that box. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up and get that plugged back in. Alright, so I've got our 3 screws in, I've got our arm put back in, and now, okay, everything's good. I'm going to go ahead and remove the electrical tape and plug that back in. Alright, so I made sure that everything works, the lights, the wipers, and everything's good. Obviously I've got that plugged up. I've got the spring back in here, and I'm going to take our compressor tool and go ahead and put the this right here back on. I have to be very careful because this is very easy to break. That has to engage the steering wheel and the hole in that. So I'm going to need to get this on like that, and I'm going to go ahead and thread the compressor back on and compress that and put the snap ring back in. Alright, so I've got the compressor set, and I'm pushing this the final way so it clicks into the groove, and make sure it's just in there all the way around, and you're done. Alright, so I very gently put the steering wheel on so as not to break the piece of plastic there. I'm going to go ahead and put the nut back on, and I'll just take my end pack. Now, I wasn't doing that very hard. I'm going to go back and do it by hand, but there is a retaining clip that goes right here. It was missing, so I'll put that back on. But What we'll need to do now is we'll need to take this horn piece. Now you have to be really careful with this because this is kind of fragile. There's a little notch right there and then a notch over there. And I'm going to have to do this with 2 hands, but basically when it makes contact with the horn, it will like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. I can't do this one-handed. Alright, so I've got the wire connected there, got the horn ring on, and now perfect. Alright guys, so that is not a hard job. If you had taken this to the dealership, they probably would have charged you a couple $100 at least to do that. But I hope that this was informative and that you guys learned something. If you want to know more about this, then you know, on your own truck, a lot of vehicles are very similar to this, but the tools that we use will work on any GM vehicle, and yeah, save some money, do it yourself. So anyway guys, thank you for your viewership. If you like this video, if you'd like to see more of these type of repairs, then just leave me a comment below, subscribe, click that little bell icon, and I will talk to you in the next video.